is we have our vacancy posting HTML code. When we get back over to our leasing tab, we're going to cover posting our vacancies online. And if you would like to feed this internet advertisement to your own actual website, then you would have your IT people or whoever services your website include this HTML code embed that in your website so that your postings will also appear on your internal website. So now that we've covered up the setup process, again, you're going to go to your settings, manage vacancy posting and online leasing settings, and enable these transactions here. I went over where to assign your users the notifications there, and that was under your manage my settings here. So they will receive an email when any new information is received. So now we're going to go over to our leasing tab and take a look at this for one moment. So these are your vacant properties. You'll notice we are not the best property managers here. We have an average days vacant of 156 days. This particular first property here has been vacant for 525 days. Do not be alarmed. None of this information is posted on the advertisements that you post to the website, so you don't have to be concerned about what this is stating here. You can sort this page by the days vacant, whether it's been posted to the internet, when it was last posted to Craigslist, the name, the market rent of the unit, the advertised rent of the unit. Sometimes the market rent may be a little higher than your advertising. If you're trying to get it leased quickly, you may advertise it below market, or the website posting status. If you would like to remove this from your vacancies list once it is leased, or if you are no longer going to be managing or marketing the unit, you can remove it from this vacancy list by selecting this here. You'll notice with your properties here, you can search this screen by your property, a property group, which we're going to cover a little bit later, how to set up a property group and a property portfolio, or an actual owner name. So we'll take our first property here. If you would like to post this to Craigslist, you're simply going to hit the post button here. You will have to complete this information as to the area it's located. And it's going to pull your information from your unit page, which we're going to cover in one moment. But it's got our rent, our bedroom square footage, the title that we have here. And we will continue. You can include or not include a map. We're not going to include it for this time. And you can add any images here, or they will pull from your unit page. And this is a preview of your advertisement. Please keep in mind that with Craigslist, you do have an account set up with them, and they will be emailing you to confirm that you want to post this. So please make sure that you look for that email. Otherwise, it will not post to Craigslist. So you still have to confirm that you want to post this to your Craigslist account. And our next posting option is to your particular website. If you have embedded that code that I just showed you under the Manage Vacancies and Leasing Postings, you will be able to post this to your internet. It's just a matter of clicking a button. If you want to unpost it, you could unpost it there. And the internet, Appfolio has a list of other third-party sites that we that we post to, and you can find that on our Appfolio page. And this is a list of all the third-party sites that we currently send a feed of our vacancies to, and it will post there with that one click of a button. So now I want to cover what actually shows when you are posting a property. So we have our property 20 Huey Road here. This is a multi-unit property. You'll notice you can enter a new property as a new single-family property, or a new property would be a multifamily. And in our property management second half here, we will cover all of this information entering in new properties. But for this purpose, we have entered in a property. This property information is for your internal purposes. It will actually pull the marketing information from the unit page. So this unit information is where you tell Appfolio the status of it, if the unit is rent ready, if it is a rentable unit. We have another feature, RUBS, which can be used with our multifamily properties, and this is where you can divide up any utility billings or anything that is shared amongst the units and even amongst a common part of the property. There is no charge for this feature. You can enter in the amenities, any tags that you want to, you can report on this, on any tags that you put in here. And this is an internal description only. The rental information is where you set up what type of property it is, the number of bedrooms, bath, square footage, the market rent. This is what the units are renting for in that market area at this time. The advertised rent, you can advertise either one of these in your postings. You can set your application fee here. If you would not like to accept your application's fees through Appfolio, as those are done via credit cards, then you can select this application fee to 0 and it will not require a payment. They would have to bring that into you in some other form. Here you would enter in the security deposit you would like to collect for the property. And this is where you will track your marketing information. This lets you know if you've posted it to the internet, to your website, if it's currently on your vacancies list under that leasing tab. Your marketing title. This is the very first sentence and the marketing title that will appear on all your advertisements. You can put in the date the unit is available and your marketing description. Should you choose, you can include a YouTube video. If you want to give a little virtual tour of the property, you can insert a URL for your YouTube video here. I'm going to hit the edit button so that you can see. You would just copy and paste the actual web page URL here and save. Appfolio always tracks any past tenants, even any hidden tenants, which Caitlin will be covering later, how to hide and unhide tenants, owners, and properties. But Appfolio always keeps your historical information tied to the units that they belong to. Here you'll see your photos. These are your marketing photos. I do realize that property managers may take some photos upon move in or move out of the unit. However, you will want to attach those possibly to your tenant page because the marketing photos that you want to show for people to rent your properties are going to be on your property page if it's a single family property and your unit page if it's a multi-unit property. And as on all of our pages, property, tenant, unit, and owner pages, You can attach any kind of files and upload those right here, and it will always keep those. If you send out any letters to tenants, which Caitlin will be covering, it will always attach those to that tenant page. And same with your owners, etc. and vendors. If you send out any correspondence, Appfolio tracks everything in one place. Another thing I'd like to mention very briefly is if you do have such as an apartment building, you can set up what we call unit types. And this allows you to market your unit, and you can enter the information one time. For instance, if you have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit type, you can enter it in here, and then you can apply this type to all your 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartments. And so if you needed to change the market rent, for example, or the amount of application fee, instead of having to go into 300 units or so to change those, you can do it here in one place. This is also a place that you can keep your marketing photos, should you like, as well as your marketing description and title, and even your YouTube video here. Please note here, if you attach photos to your unit type, if you would like it to use those photos instead of the photos that are attached to the actual unit, you can override that by clicking this selection here. So if we wanted to add that to our actual unit, and here's a list of our unit types that we already have set up, you would just go to your unit page, click on one of your units, and then you can add in your unit type right here.
Come here, put your face by it.
And this one is already selected for our 3-bedroom, 2-bath. You'll notice that on our budget feature, that is only for a multi-unit property. So if you want to keep a budget, you can set up a single-family property and then set up the same information for a unit and one single unit within that property if you would like to use the budget feature. However, just keep in mind that that may be a little tricky with marketing, because it will see that as a multi-unit instead of a single-family unit property. So our budgeting is mainly for our multi-unit properties. And you can import and export your budgets to, say, Excel, for instance. It makes it very easy to transfer the information if you already are keeping that somewhere. You can pull your report, a budget detail or budget comparison report. And again, Caitlin will be covering those a little bit later. As well as rentable items. These are just things such as covered parking garages, things that you can rent within a unit. Rentable items do have to be rented to a tenant within the unit. So if it is going to be rented by someone that is not a tenant, you will have to actually set up that item as a unit and not a rentable item. All right, so next we're going to cover, we have marketed our properties. So now, because of our wonderful marketing, we have received some interest here in the form of a guest card. Again, these can be manually entered in or received online. We've gone over how to add these to a waiting list or mark as inactive. You can enter in the rental application if you choose. So our guest card has decided to apply. And we have received an application here from Susan Consumer. And I wanted to view her screening report. So if we had not screened this previously, it would have a Screen Now button here that we would click. But I just want to show you how quick and easy these screening reports are.